Andrew Muenda is coming out to reveal that BOBI WINE should come out and work with General Kaguta Museveni. Normally, Andrew Muenda are some of the government propagandists who propagate something. And if you are not wise enough, you can fall in his trap. When Andrew Muenda was talking about the recently concluded elections, he didn't hesitate to come out and tell BOBI WINE that it is time to work with General Kaguta Museveni. Not even working, but to go and call General Museveni so that he can be put in NRM government. He said these statements.
If they have accepted to participate, which means they are legitimizing the system, I feel like if I was BOBI WINE, and so sad I am not, after an election, I should not only concede, but I should find a way to work with Museveni. I should be the one reaching out. This is where I think this Raila Odinga man was amazing. Raila held Kenya together. These people are trying to tear it apart because he understood that, okay, the process may not be fair. I may have lost unfairly. Twice he won an election, twice he was cheated. But twice he did a handshake and found a way to work with the existing system. So you move, once an election is ended, you stop being a grievance-driven radical activist against the establishment. You become a respectable and acceptable stakeholder in the political process. And I believe that had the opposition adopted this other strategy, which actually is the inevitable outcome of them accepting to participate, they would have performed better in shaping the destiny of this country alongside the NRM than the option they have taken of defiance. And now what is the one of whatever of boycott of government, declaring it's illegal, it's criminal, he's Maduro, he's a dictator. They put themselves in a much weaker position than they would have been. You see, so
that is Andrew Muenda. First of all, the statements of Andrew Muenda are those of a cowardice. Is being used to propagate a narrative. Normally, dictators across the country bring out someone who can be heard, because Andrew Muenda can be heard, who comes out to tell you that after failing to dismantle the oppressor, go and join him. In the clip, he even gave a narrative to Raila Odinga that he has been working with government. A totally different scenario. The reason as to why Raila Odinga used to work with each and every government, he used to threaten power. It is government that went to Raila Odinga, not Raila Odinga going to government. For Andrew Muenda coming out to say that BOBI WINE should go on and call on General Kaguta Museveni to be put in government, it's totally a different situation. Most importantly, when you even don't know when the government is going to end. For Raila Odinga, at least he knew that presidents have 2 terms. And it is the president, like the last handshake with Ruto. People went on the streets. It is Ruto who looked for Raila Odinga. And Raila Odinga even gave out part of his party to be a part of cabinet. But you want to tell me that after General Museveni rigging election and subjugating everyone, an opposition leader to go on and call on General Museveni to enter government, it will be one of the biggest hypocrisy. For the opposition to work with government, there must be threat to power. We must also understand when you are going. Even when Raila Odinga worked with Moi reached a time when he didn't get even 32% of the vote. So they are totally 2 different things. So in the purpose of this video, I've come to talk about the propaganda made by Andrew Muenda that BOBI WINE should work with General Kaguta Museveni, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagali. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. First of all, for those who don't know Andrew Muenda is a state machinery for propaganda. He goes on TV to tell you that as the opposition you failed. The next time you see him dining with the oppressor, telling you how now you should join the oppressor. Andrew Muenda once upon a time was a journalist who, at his top, the government of NRM abducted and arrested him. Since then, he has changed the language. Instead of speaking on things, by the way, they even give him a room to criticize General Kaguta Museveni to show that he's on your side. So that by the time he comes to tell you that you should join General Kaguta Museveni, it seems legitimate. Such propagandists are there. It's not the first time. There is a day Andrew Muenda, by the way, together with Freddie Athiku Nkutu, planned at the height of Besigye's opposition, planned for Besigye to work with General Kaguta Museveni. When Besigye told them that the terms and conditions so that they can work together, those terms included reforms, included General Museveni to leave power, they abandoned it because they just wanted to compromise Dr. Kizza Besigye. Okay? It's not the first time Andrew Muenda is propagating the opposition to work with government. There is no bad if opposition works in government on circumstances. But you cannot tell me that we are stepping on my neck, then you are demanding me to work together. As we speak right now, the Deputy President of Uganda is in jail. The Deputy President led in Northern Uganda, Lina Zedriga, is in jail. The Deputy President Western, Tukamshaba, is in jail. And even the presidential candidates on the run, and you are forcing them to work together. Working together with government must not be a kata call. It must be for the betterment of the country. It's not the first time Andrew Muenda is propagating this. It is the truth. Okay? So Andrew Muenda coming out to insinuate that propagation that Bobi Wine should work with General Kaguta Museveni. It's not the first time he did it on Besigye. Those are government state agents who propagated that oppositions failed. In fact, they tell us that they break our spirit, showing us on how oppositions failed, on how opposition is not doing the right thing. And Muenda even went on to say that he was so surprised for Bobi Wine to get 2 million votes amidst the rigging. Andrew Muenda even came out to say, I wonder how these people think. He came out to say Bobi Wine didn't do any political activity from 2021 to 2025. Yet he doesn't call out the regime that bans political activities, bans free speech, bans political organization. Andrew Muenda is like a person who comes out when I'm beaten and he criticizes the victim. He came out to say that he was surprised for Bobi Wine to get 2 million votes. In fact, he said this. That
voter turnout was much less than 52%. I suspect it could be anything between 40 to 45%. In fact, I'm even shocked that Bobi Wine got 2.7 million votes.
24%.
Let's say 24.7, which is roughly 25. I want to round up to the nearest tenth. He got 25%. It means that maybe in areas where he's strong also did the same thing. Remember that it is the opposition, people who have been in the opposition can say this, where they're also strong and they have that kind of cultural and political strength, they will take the ballots of those who have not shown up. Maybe Bobi Wine got 2 million votes, Museveni got 6 million votes. Museveni got 7.9, but maybe he got 6. 1.9 are extras. Bobi Wine is 700 or 1 million are extras. But by and large, what you see as the outcome is a sign of the relative strength of these candidates.
That is Andrew Muenda. So Andrew Muenda is not the first time he's propagating this. They want us that, they paint a picture that General Museveni's motto is the Alpha and Omega, that after failing to remove him, at least you should join him. That is the loophole Honorable Mao used to join the government. He told us that he has gone to reform. He told us how General Museveni is going away. Even the memoranda was not honored, the one which was signed by Norbert Mao. And Norbert Mao is in the loop. Since he's now eating, he's keeping quiet. So there is no amount of working with General Kaguta Museveni that will bring up our country from the ashes if we don't threaten power. It is the truth. I know Uganda needs a reset, but not in that way. The only talks that should be said is when General Museveni is leaving power, according to my opinion. Of course, that's my opinion. Remain yours truly, Mr. Makindi. Kabir Sulaiman Mawagali. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.